LSU goes to 9-2. Let's get you to our resident foodie, Rich Hollenberg, standing by in Austin alongside Fran Fraschilla. It's Texas and Texas Tech.
For those of you just tuning in on ESPN2, it's the Texas Longhorns and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The only battle in college basketball tonight featuring two top 15 teams. The Red Raiders ranked 15th in the country in their road Reds. Greg Brown and his Texas Longhorns ranked 4th in the nation, riding a 6-game winning streak. And this former McDonald's All-American Greg Brown will go to the line and try and open the scoring tonight.
Chris Beard's got to be beside himself. Greg Brown just caught the ball and drove left. It's something they worked on for 15 minutes last night at their practice. This young freshman is starting to really figure out college basketball. Enormous talent, high energy, highly athletic. And for Longhorn fans, a local kid to boot.
Brown goes 1 for 2 to open the scoring. Two of the best defenses in the country, Fred.
One of the reasons Texas, look at Jericho Sims guarding McCullough. Their defense has become so good because of the mobility of Sims, Brown, and Kai Jones, their 6th starter. Look at Sims. This is exactly what he did at Kansas.
5 on the shot clock. Here's Edwards. Takes a tough shot, but the offensive rebound is loose. McCullough comes away with it and gives it to Santos Silva.
Rich, this is what Kevin McCullough does for this team. Remember, he missed the early part of the year because of an ankle injury, but he is their toughness factor.
Matt Coleman for 3, and that's a good sign for Shaka Smart if his guards are knocking down triples.
Oh, no question. Yep. They are guard-oriented offensively for sure.
16 for his last 28 from beyond the arc is Matt Coleman III. And we have an offensive foul on Texas Tech this time.
And watch Matt Coleman. He, Ramey Jones have grown up all together. Nice step back along the line. The young man who has started virtually every game for Shaka Smart is part of this renaissance. You know, a season ago, Rich, we were at Baylor, and they were getting their head handed to them, and I called them a country club team. This team has great grit and toughness right now because they have become seasoned, and they also got tired of losing and hearing about that.
149th meeting between these two teams. Just the 4th time they've both been ranked. Here's McClung off the turnover. Gives it up. Terrence Shannon hangs, can't hit. The ball goes out of bounds. Texas basketball.
Cannot give up an opportunity like that if you're Texas Tech. Nice dish by McClung, and Terrence Shannon just did not finish. Mac McClung last year in a game at Madison Square Garden playing for Georgetown torched Texas with 19 points in a 16-point Hoya win.
We talk about these two defenses. If you like analytics, KenPom.com has them both in the top 5. There's Courtney Ramey with the 2nd Longhorn 3 of the night.
And that's what I'm talking about, Rich. That was what we call a go screen. It wasn't a ball screen. It just created a little indecision so that Ramey could go one-on-one and pull up and shoot the J. Take a look right now. This is going to be a little go screen coming right there. Disappear. And now it's just one-on-one on the perimeter, and you see Ramey ready to go.
Mac McClung just a fraction of a second too late.
Yeah, no, it's by design. We say a go screen. We give it that term because the screener looks like he's going to screen, but then he disappears into no man's land, and it allows these guards to basically play isolation basketball.
Texas already 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. Neither of these teams shoot it exceptionally well from deep. Shannon off the mark. And here come the Longhorns. Both teams want to run.
Yeah, both teams are really running well lately. Good point.
Wide open. Ramey, not this time. Offensive rebound, Greg Brown. And that's one of his specialties. Shaka Smart likes to say he is a violent rebounder. What does he mean by that?
He goes after every single ball. He's averaging 1 rebound under 3 minutes of action. Take a look. Watch him come in from the weak side. And what he is, Rich, is he's just a tremendous athlete. I said early in the year that he doesn't have a game yet. That's not a criticism. It's just he's trying to figure out, like, where his strengths are. Usually with Greg Brown, it's 3-point shot, drive left.
Here's Ramey.
Good help. That's what we call no middle defense right there.
Now with 5 to shoot, Jones got in off the window.
They went no middle, but there was no help on the backside. And all 3 Texas guards in the early part of this game, really good in isolation. They are not pick and roll team. They are an isolation team.
And all 3 of those vaunted guards have scored already. There's Jamarius Burton blocked at the rim. Open from the wing. No. Another offensive rebound by Brown. And he's blocked from behind.
Boy, good challenge on the backside by Kyler Edwards. But you already see the intensity level Greg Brown, this freshman, brings to this team.
Texas Tech uses the bank to get just their 2nd field goal tonight. They're only 2 for 9 so far in the early going.
They'll take it. They need every basket they can get tonight, both teams. You're seeing elite energy and defense on both ends.
There's a little roll to Kai Jones, and Kai Jones has really started making a name for himself.
Well, and that was an empty side pick and roll that time. There was no help because all 3 other offensive players weak side.
Burton aggressive to the hole. 14:56 to go. The number 4 Texas Longhorns have a 6-point lead with some help by the most inspirational story in all of college basketball. More on that when we come back.
That athleticism back, just a great inspiration. You know, he had hip surgery also in April to repair a torn labrum he had going back to his high school days, and he feels like he's gaining that athleticism back. It's an incredible story. Rich, back in 18-19 when he rejoined the team, he begged Shaka Smart to start practicing with the scout team. And the amazing thing is he wore a pick line in his arm with a chemo bag. Take a look. It's amazing. He practiced with a chemo bag and a pick line in his arm. And Courtney Ramey, who was a freshman back then, who's no shrinking violet of his own, said this guy is tough. Part of the rebuilding of the toughness of Texas basketball, and Jones right on cue.
5 points now for the reigning Big 12 Player of the Week. He's 2nd in the league in scoring with 18.8 a game in Big 12 play.
Look at the pressure D by Coleman. What makes this team so good defensively is they can switch at all 5 spots.
Santos Silva off the mark. The rebound to Brown. He's been a rebounding machine early on.
Santos Silva had a guard on him. He's got to finish those. See the ISO ball.
And Coleman with the jump shot got fouled on it and will go to the line and shoot 2.
Take a look. Watch and see how, again, another fake screen. We call it the go screen. All it's designed to do is create a little bit of space for Andrew Jones to play a little bit of one-on-one.
Isn't it so good to see him with a little bit of swag on the floor again?
You know, he came here 5 years ago, and he was the alpha dog. Matt Coleman came 4 years ago. He was the next alpha dog. Courtney Ramey came the next year. And it took 3 seasons for these guys to finally gel. They had their ups and downs, some, let's say, internal combustion. But I think it goes back to the end of last season when they won 5 in a row, Rich. And Matt Coleman missed the first of those 5. Ramey and Jones clicked. Coleman came back, and now, right now, they're a team on a mission. No more 40 Acres Country Club for this team.
5 for Coleman, 5 for Andrew Jones, 3 for Courtney Ramey. And Texas has a 16-7 lead over the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
And Red Raiders have been on their heels offensively. They're at their best when they move this ball side to side and then use the 50 feet width of the court to drive it. Right now, Texas is locked in defensively. Great help by Kai Jones.
The jumper from Kevin McCullough falls. First 2 of the game for number 15 in red, the 6'6" redshirt sophomore out of San Antonio. Jones short.
Look at that effort by Brock Cunningham.
Yeah, they say Matthew McConaughey is the minister of culture in Texas. Not for this basketball team. It's Brock Cunningham.
Well, listen, this is a kid who didn't play the first year and a half of his career here. He was a all-state player at Austin Westlake. And last night at the walkthrough, Chris Beard said he spent 10 minutes talking about this kid. This guy averages under 2 points a game, but the record when he plays 16 or more minutes is 15-2. There it is, 2 points and 3 rebounds. It started last year for this guy, and he has become a very unsung hero for this Texas team. Brings that toughness.
There's McClung, nice drive. Look at that circus shot from Mac McClung.
Sweet move. They brought 2 screeners up, and he was able to pick his route.
And the foul on the floor.
Watch this. Is a double. Oh, we got the end of it right there. Watch the finish at the end. Yeah. Great finish by Matt McClung, young man from Gate City. Here he comes downhill. Watch him use the rim. Oh, man. Kai Jones thought he had the block. And Mac McClung did a little disappearing act of his own.
Well, that's why you just saw why coming into college, when he started at Georgetown, Mac McClung was a social media sensation. He's got crazy hops, had tons of followers, tons of YouTube views. And Chris Beard told us he kind of got a little bit of a bad rap. He says he loves coaching Mac McClung.
Well, he's a competitor, Rich, but he is inconsistent. He's very good at times, and other times he can be inconsistent. Remember, he's a 30% three-point shooter in his career.
Ramey goes 1 for 2. It's a 6-point Texas lead coming up on 13 minutes to go in the first half.
5 out right now for the Red Raiders. They're going to spread the floor with Tyreek Smith setting a ball screen.
McClung forcing his way to the rim and getting to go off the glass.
There's that one-on-one ability we talked about. Good job. Texas Tech spread the floor. See how they're going to keep that ball on the side. That's money.
Wide open. Andrew Jones once again.
Same spot. He hit the game winner in Morgantown.
Coming off a 16-point effort against the Mountaineers, including that game-winning three-pointer. The game before that, he had 23. That was his career high.
Well, what I love about Andrew Jones, the story speaks for itself, but his athleticism is returning. I watched this young man at MacArthur High School in the Dallas area in his freshman year, Rich, and God bless him for overcoming leukemia. He's starting to become a very, very good basketball player again.
He's on the floor with his fellow backcourt starters. Matt Coleman, who has the ball.
Nice pass.
Passes it up to the third of those 3 amigos, Courtney Ramey.
Well, that could have been goaltending.
Ramey had it blocked. Are they going to call it goaltend? Yes, they do.
What I'm liking about Texas right now is Kai Jones screening, Brock Cunningham screening, all designed. You see that's up there. It's on its way down. They are utilizing the other 2 players to create isolation, one-on-one opportunities for those 3 guards.
Just a quick breather for Mac McClung. He comes on and spells Kyler Edwards for Chris Beard's Red Raiders. Both teams have shortened their bench already in the midst of Big 12 play. Only about 7, maybe 8 players in each team get in the rotation. Here's the matchup you talked about. McClung and Coleman. Familiar foes.
There's a lot of switching going on, so everybody's matched up on McClung at one point or another. 5 out. Texas doing a lot of switching again.
Shannon takes it hard. And Terrence Shannon Jr. We got a timeout on the floor. 11:56 to go. The Red Raiders and the Longhorns in a top 20 matchup. First point. And that itinerant coaching career, France, started here in Austin.
It did. It started under Tom Penders. By the way, Tom, congratulations on the College Basketball Hall of Fame. Of course, he spent 10 years in Lubbock with Bob and Pat Knight. Various places around the country. Little Rock at the Division I level where he won 30 games. And, of course, he's already been 2-time Big 12 Coach of the Year, Elite 8 in 18, and obviously the overtime loss to Virginia in the national championship game in 19. And the culture set as far as Red Raider basketball. What I love about this game tonight is they were picking on Texas for a couple years. Texas's guards have all grown up, and this is fun to watch these 2 teams ranked in the top 15 battle.
Red Raiders won at Texas last year and the year before. It was their first time they've won back-to-back games in Austin. in 34 years. So far, different story. 5 on the shot clock. Ramey's off. Offensive rebound. Sims. And a foul on the play.
Rich, we haven't talked much about the senior Jericho Sims. And he has been quietly consistent all season long, particularly on the defensive end. What allows Texas, and I've said it a couple times already, you saw this at Kansas, what allows Texas to be so good defensively is that Sims and Jones can guard all 5 spots. They crash the glass, and Jericho Sims is quietly really important to this Longhorn team.
In some ways reminds me of Mark Vital. Not in the way they play the game, but Mark Vital's not going to put up huge numbers, but you know how valuable he is to that Baylor team.
Very much so. And this young man, Kai Jones, continues to improve and get better.
Loose ball. Who wants it? McClung comes away with it. Nice feed. And the freshman Peavy had it blocked, but they're going to count the basket.
You know, they worked on that last night. Come to a jump stop against the shot blockers. Don't rush your shot. Nice job by Micah Peavy gathering himself right there. Not traveling, not running him over. Take a look. This was a point of emphasis last night in practice. And you know this is my pet peeve. Work on your footwork, okay? Watch this. Shot fake. Go up. Gather yourself. Nice job. Young man from Duncanville, Texas, top 50. And has that Red Raider culture in him already. There's that help.
Gives it up. Jones in the paint. Andrew Jones leads all scorers. He's in double digits already with 10. 7-point Texas lead, looking for their 7th straight win.
Tex just a couple of baskets away from just making this game a little bit tighter.
There it is. Shannon with the monster throwdown.
You don't let TJ Shannon go to his left hand. He goes 80 miles an hour to the left, about 45 in traffic going to the right. And scouting report says make him finish right.
Inside, Sims, 2 feet in.
Oh, and he threw it down. This is explosion right here. This is what we talk about. Unassuming this season. Really don't know he's out there in terms of the offense. But look at the throwdown right here. Great seal. Good pass over the top by Courtney Ramey. And then the finish. This young man on a trip to Australia before his freshman year had a YouTube highlight tape just like that, Rich. They expected a lot out of him, but he's gotten better every season.
Well, you want some high praise for Jericho Sims? None other than the Hall of Famer Bill Self said he's the best athlete in our league.
Well, he has been that way for 4 years, but the improvement, and again, don't worry about the numbers because you're talking about a kid who starts and anchors a number 4 defense or number 4 team in the country on the defensive end.
Now Brock Cunningham back on the floor as the freshman Greg Brown takes a seat for Shaka Smart.
Brock Cunningham is the guy at the Y who's probably in law school, who was a good D3 player, not that he is, that just wins, his team wins every game at the Y. That's who he is. Like, you pick him first, even though there's more talented guys out there at the Y if you want to run 4 or 5 off in a row.
Texas Tech started this game 1 for 8 from the field. And before that miss, they were 6 for their last 8.
Oh, yeah. See, that's that footwork we talked about. Santos Silver gathered, made sure he didn't shuffle his feet, waited for the contact, went up and shot it. Watch this. This is a point of emphasis. Nice push off there. But watch. Head fake, wait for the defender to get in the air, and just jump right into his body. Transfer from DCU out of Taunton, Massachusetts, about 20 minutes east of the great city of Providence, Rhode Island.
Really working on his free throws in practice every day. Only 53% to start this season, but he knocks his first one down tonight.
He looked like a runaway early, Rich, but we know better. Texas Tech climbing back in it.
You think about Chris Beard and how he injects the culture of Texas Tech into these players. Santos Silva, first year in this program. Mac McClung, first year in this program. Jamarius Burton, first year in this program, and yet they all fit together beautifully.
It's taken a while. It's still a work in progress, as Red Raider fans know. This is not Matt Mooney and Tariq Owens. Those guys were unique players, but Listen, if you go to the 40, if you go out to the South Plains, you know you're going to be working your butt off every single practice. Good ball movement by Cunningham.
4 around 1 on offense now for the Longhorns. Sims the only big man. Here's Cunningham. Back out to Ramey, 5 on the shot clock.
Good ball movement.
Here's Coleman, left-handed 3, and he rattles it home.
How about that? Started or midway through that possession, Brock Cunningham got it inside, gathered, kicked out. Great ball movement by Texas.
Matt Coleman has 8. Both of his field goals, rather, have come from beyond the arc. Here's the freshman Peavy. No good. Battle for the loose board, and Cunningham comes away with it.
Sims and Cunningham give you that toughness. Completely different Texas team this year.
No call. Here's Jones. Inside, Sims. And he's met at the rim by Peavy. Well, Fran, Big 12 now on ESPN Plus, a must-have for Big 12 fans like yourself. Saturday, Iowa State squaring off against number 6 Kansas. Then next Wednesday, these Longhorns travel to Iowa State. Plus, Texas Tech taking on TCU. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 now to get all the coverage.
Hard to believe that the Jayhawks gave up 46 points in the first 18 minutes last night up in Stillwater. Managed to battle all the way back. Something I've never seen, Rich. I've seen Bill Self play 2-3 zone. I've seen him go triangle and 2. I don't remember in 15 or so years that he's ever used both in the same game. And Cowboys survived. Big win for Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham, absolutely outstanding. Although the zone defense has slowed Cunningham down in the second half.
Yeah. You mean Cade like the other Cunningham in the Big 12? There's Brock.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Cade Cunningham.
Well, both contribute to winning in different ways.
There you go.
Yep.
1 for 2 for Sims. And you see that Baylor and Texas, the only undefeated teams in conference play. But this is not a top-heavy conference by any stretch. Right now, 7 teams projected to make the NCAA tournament field. Nine-point lead for Texas, matches their high this game. Shannon pulls up and knocks it down, and he's added that jumper to his game this year.
He really has. Outstanding young athlete. Plays with great energy. Offensively continues to improve.
Chris Beard says now he's a dribble pass shoot guy.
There's that one-on-one again. They're always under control. Yep. They keep the ball moving.
10 on the shot clock. Ramey calls his own number, and the threes are falling for the Longhorns
now
tonight.
They play. Brock Cunningham is the master of the ghost screen. He runs up like he's going to screen. He disappears, and it allows those guards with a little bit of indecision on the part of the defense to play that one-on-one isolation basketball we're talking about.
Texas has made their last 4 triples. They're 6 for 8 from three-point
Look at Sims, man. This is the second possession in a row. He switched on to Matt McClung.
Here's Smith, guarded by Coleman. And that's a shot clock violation. You gotta love the Longhorns defense, Fran.
High energy. Take a look. They're making shots. Step back. Pressure D. Doesn't matter. These guys are feeling it.
And here's just some of how they're doing it.
Watch Cade Cunningham. He gets trouble inside. He gathers. Now the kick out, and watch. Now it's all what we call drive and kick basketball. Great ball movement right there, all starting with Cade Cunningham inside.
Interesting if it was Cade. It was Brock Cunningham.
Little zone now by Texas Tech. Not surprised by this. They've had trouble guarding man-to-man. So they throw the zone out there. You don't see this much from Chris Beard. Maybe 15% of the season so far.
Ramey tries to shoot over the zone, no good. But Brock Cunningham with the offensive rebound, one of his specialties.
Donovan Williams in the game right now, sophomore from Houston. Love his athleticism. Rich, it's really counterintuitive. You go, wait a minute, they're shooting great from 3. Why would you play zone? And what the zone does is it just changes the tempo of the team's offense. You're not going to get the drive and kicks as much versus the zone. You have to move the ball side to side. It'll be interesting to see how long they stay in the zone.
Yeah, that's something Chris Beard told us this morning. He said we have to be multiple on defense.
No doubt. It's like they've been hitting the fastball. You got to throw the curveball.
For those of you counting at home, that's the first baseball reference tonight from Fran Fraschilla.
Well, it fits because you have to explain the game in a way that even baseball fans understand. And Texas Tech's man-to-man defense is like a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Early in this game, not a lot of movement.
Nobody on the Texas sidelines banging any garbage cans. I know that. Marcus Santos Silva at the line. His Red Raiders down 10. Looking to improve to 3-0 on the road in Big 12 play, something they have never done as a program. Santos Silva.
This young man had some monster games last year as a junior at VCU. 22-11 versus Tennessee, 17-11 against LSU, and 19 against Purdue, and 7'4" Matt Harms.
Santos Silva graduated from VCU in 3 years with a degree in Homeland Security. He's got 5.
It's a good field to be into nowadays. They're always in the news.
Certainly is.
There's that zone again. Let's see what they got. A little 2-3. And I like this because they were carving up the man-to-man.
Sims on the elbow. Spins, no call, puts it up, and it rolls off.
There's Cunningham. Look at this kid.
Keeping the ball alive and another possession for Texas.
He is unbelievable. 17-2 when he plays 16 minutes or more. It's not by accident, folks.
Now this game getting a little physical. Who does that play to the advantage?
Both teams. Yeah, because all season long, both teams are bringing the high energy.
Well, there's 7 on the shot clock, and Andrew Jones will trigger the inbounds from on the side in front of the Texas Tech bench.
This is exactly how Texas and Texas Tech should both be their programs.
Coleman with 3 on the shot clock. Misses the rebound to McCullough, who's playing with 2 fouls. McCullough on this end.
There he is.
Down the triple.
Watch out for this young man. He will be a star someday. Only a sophomore out of San Antonio. It's like we have a technical foul. Good kick out. Good ball fake. Kevin McCullough out of Wagner High School.
You saw him take a peek over at the Texas sideline after knocking down that 3. And Courtney Ramey got a little up in arms about that.
Little taunting right there.
Yeah.
Can't do that, especially in a place where there's absolutely no fans. You can hear it all.
There's Greg Brown. Look at this. The freshman Greg Brown
calming down.
Trying to calm down the junior Courtney Ramey.
Hey, from the day Courtney Ramey arrived in Austin, the first thing you thought about is this is a rabid junkyard dog. From St. Louis, originally committed to Rick Pitino at Louisville. And again, it wasn't always smooth with him and Coleman and Jones. They all have the same feisty personality, but they've melded together over the last 17 games. Take a look. I love this, man.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with feisty.
They're passionate. These two teams are passionate.
Matt Coleman knocks down both of the technical free throws, and it's Texas basketball with a 7-point lead.
Oh, too easy. Too easy.
And another highlight for Jericho Sims.
They go a little pick and roll versus the zone. There's nobody in the middle, and Jericho Sims will never get an easier basket in his 4 years at Texas. Jericho Sims' defense on the perimeter has been unbelievable. Ask Bill Self about that defense up in Lawrence a couple weeks ago. Look at those hands. That's the length of Jones and Sims.
3 on the shot clock. Tough shot from McClung, and he knocks it down.
He earned it. He earned it. You're not going to beat Texas making no shots. Kudos to McClung. Great defense by Sims.
Mac McClung is 4 for 6 from the field, and we have a foul on the other end.
Donovan Williams with the ward off. Take a look at this shot. Great shot right here. As a coach, you live with that because Mac is not going to beat you. But watch the roll to the basket versus the zone. There's nobody in the middle. Why? They don't play it that much. Look at the center comes out on the ball. Nobody rotates over. Easy basket.
So now with 4:39 to go in the first half, Texas has led throughout this game. They lead by 7 right now. And Chris Beard is getting into the jerseys of his players. The officials are going to review the offensive foul that was called.
Yeah, it was Donovan Williams on a drive, and he extended the
technical that was called before.
I think that these 3 officials are smart enough to realize this is a high-intensity game, and they want to just err on the side of blowing that whistle a little earlier. This league has as good of officiating as there is in college basketball. There's no doubt.
Shannon, an 80% free throw shooter, hits the first of the 2 free throws.
They assume, the officials decide in their judgment that that was on purpose, up top, excessive contact, flagrant 1.
And Shannon's a perfect 4 for 4 from the stripe tonight. It'll stay Red Raiders basketball.
I'm a huge fan of this young man. He's from Lincoln Park High School in Chicago. He was a football player in high school and oft injured in basketball, had no Division I offers until he went down to IMG Academy down there in Bradenton, Florida, right by Dickie V. And he is on his way to being a really good player. Well coached down there by a guy named John Rhodes, who played at Ohio University a while ago. Long time ago, John.
Burton wide open for 3. Here's Coleman.
I kind of feel like the Red Raiders are right in this ballgame.
Williams, maybe an ill-advised 3 by Donovan Williams, and we've got a foul down low.
I think we got McClung inside wrestling with Sims.
And Doug Sermons does not want to hear anything from anybody at this point in the half.
Watch McClung get hung up right here. McClung's got to be careful of a hook and hold.
Yeah. Look at Doug Sermons.
Oh, yeah. He's telling him. The officer on the beat, like, hey, officer, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I was only going 63 and a 55.
So Jericho Sims at the line. Texas in the bonus, as is Texas Tech.
Rich, do you remember in his freshman year when this kid shot left-handed?
Changed it last year.
He did. He changed it over the 3 years, and Jericho is 66% coming in. And I'll tell you what, for a kid who shot left-handed as a freshman, so many expectations for this young guy. But on a team like this, he is the perfect center. He is an energy guy. He's an unknown runner because he runs never knowing whether he's going to get it, but his energy is through the roof.
Makes them both. Goes from a 2-possession ball game to a 3-possession ball game, counting down to 4 minutes to go in the first half. Longhorns trying to stay unbeaten in Big 12 play. McCullough.
Nowhere to go down there. Too much help. Too much help. Look at that help. Yep.
And look at Shaka Smart on the sidelines, bringing the energy himself. Under 4 to go. Shaka's Longhorns up by 7.
This Saturday, we got Luka Garza, the potential player of the year. We got Mark Few on, the potential coach of the year. Franny, who's your mid-season player and coach of the year?
I like both of those guys. I just think Luka Garza, what he's doing in the Big Ten over 4 years is incredible. Great young man. He's gotten better every year. He's unstoppable. And I'll tell you, the team of the year is Gonzaga because they have 3 first-team All-Americans on that team. Even though we know it's unlikely all 3 will make it. But Timmy, Kispert, and Suggs are all first-team All-Americans.
Well, he asked you.
And I could even coach that team. Forget Mark Few, okay? I could coach that team
Few's
from
going to
here.
get some votes, but I think Shaka Smart will be garnering some votes if they keep playing the way they are for National Coach of the Year. And in a second, we're going to show you before that timeout, Shaka Smart prides himself on 2 things: energy and defense. And we saw evidence of both of those in one play that led us to break before we went to a commercial last time.
That connection between those 3 has gone just off the charts.
Sims off the mark with the first.
Take a look.
Here's what we're talking about.
Yep. You know, we talk about Baylor and Texas Tech no middle. That's no middle right there. They kept that ball on the side, and watch Shaka Smart. And Rich, basketball is cyclical. The pack line defense, that pack line defense we've heard so much about, rightfully so, from Tony Bennett in Virginia, forced the ball to the elbow. Teams and coaches have been no-middling their man-to-man defense for 100 years. Everything works in cycles. Bob Knight was no-middling back in the 70s and the 80s, and we all learned from it. Basically, you use the sideline and the baseline as two extra defenders, and you force the ball to the sideline right there. And look at Coleman.
That shot off the mark, a tough one indeed, guarded well by Sims.
Confidence.
Look at Andrew Jones knocking down his third triple of the night.
This is the Andrew Jones that was a McDonald's All-American, folks. You are seeing the resurrection of a great player.
And another tough shot forced by the Longhorns D.
Tech wants a run, but they're not getting quality shots in transition. They're not allowing themselves to move that ball side to side.
Let's see if we get a heat check shot from Andrew Jones. We do. Banzai!
It's all one-on-one. It's all one-on-one, and rightfully so.
Andrew Jones goes on a little 5-0 spurt all by himself. He leads all scorers with 15.
Jones, what you love about this kid, he gets it. He put his name in the draft after his freshman year, went through the 3-year battle, and now up in Irving, the AJ1 Foundation, where he's taking 13 young men who are now high school sophomores, mentoring them himself and saying, I'm going to pay forward because of all the people I get a chance to pay back who've been with me on this journey. Great young man. Watch the D. Watch Cunningham lurking at the rim.
Coleman checking McClung. Surrounded by white jerseys. Out to Edwards. Now McClung blocked by Cunningham. And they call him for the foul.
Oh boy, we got a T coming.
And no one on the Texas sideline could believe it.
Yep. Got a T from... Oh, man. Brock Cunningham. The T came from one of the assistants on the bench. Let's watch this now. This game is so high intensity. Ooh. Well, here's the deal. The official, let's see. Now, by rule, the hand is part of the basketball. So when you make contact with the hand and the ball, see, that's a good block to me. Now, the follow-through, I know what I'll hear from officials. The follow-through is he hit him on the left arm. By rule, hand is part of the ball, and that's what Brock Cunningham is contending. Mike Roberts feels there's more contact than just hand part of the ball there.
Well, a big cause for concern for coaches this year has been the energy of their teams on the sidelines, because there is no energy from fans this year. And I think we've seen energy in abundance tonight from both sides.
Let's go behind the scenes on that, because we went back and watched the McCullough T, and as he was shooting the three, somebody from the Texas bench yelled, hell no. And that's when he wolfed back at that guy and caused himself the technical.
Here's a look of,
and I think that's a
block
foul.
And the foul.
I think, yeah.
Shaka. It's certainly not on Shaka, that's for sure. He's in his stance.
From that view, the follow through got the left arm as well. I think that's a good call. I do.
Both of these teams, good free throw shooting teams. Texas Tech 71% as a team. Shaka Smart's Longhorns 72.4. That's good for third in the conference. And both of these teams make a lot of free throws. As a matter of fact, Texas Tech, one of the best in the country. They get
25% of their points from the foul line, which is in the top 20 in the country. Texas Tech, not a great three-point shooting team. They prefer to beat you up inside. If you're Chris Beard right now, we always say this as coaches, let's get it to a manageable number at the half.
What is that manageable number?
To me, under 10 for sure, but there's time. There's 6 possessions left at least that they can get this with some stops down to 6 or 7. They have the arrow to start the second half with an extra possession. They are not out of this game.
McClung knocks them both down. His first 2 free throws of the night gives him 11.
And they're staying in that 2-3 zone. They just did not feel comfortable guarding Texas's ISO ball, going one-on-one. Did not have success. Look
Jones
at this guy.
for three again.
He has a guardian angel on his shoulder right now. This kid is hotter than my tea this morning at Starbucks. He is on fire.
Here's a deep three.
Tough shot.
Yeah, you get the sense like Texas Tech is settling on offense.
Yep. Take a look. Watch Andrew Jones, man. This is off the screen. We told you, Kai Jones and Brock Cunningham make the offense go because they're either going to screen you or go screen you. Act like they're screening and disappear. And it causes confusion on the part of the defense.
Andrew Jones made 3 threes against West Virginia. Those were the only threes that the Texas team made all game against the Mountaineers. He's got 4 of them tonight.
What you got to do at halftime is you have to adjust your coverage. Because watch McClung go under the screen, and they switch it. But when you switch without communicating, Shannon doesn't know in time to take the shooter in his rhythm, and he's late. They've got to talk that play better.
And Edwards goes 1 for 2.
I think they're back to man-to-man. They had enough of the zone.
Here's Ham, gets hammered in the paint. And Royce Ham will go to the line and shoot a pair.
Little pick and roll right in transition, and Ham rolled to the rim. Like Cunningham inserted into the lineup at the end of last season. And like Cunningham, he provides that grit and toughness that is behind the scenes on this team.
Just a 56 or 1 for 4 on the season for Royce Ham. Makes his second free throw of this season. And that extends the Texas lead to 12.
Watch Cunningham on the miss. 48 points, very unlike the 5th best defensive team in the country.
They only allowed 58 a game coming in.
This is, just look at the sense of urgency on the part of the white jerseys. Look at the stances.
Now look at Kai Jones trying to check Mac McClung.
Bad foul.
Yep, and that's a foul on Jones, and that'll send Mac McClung to the line to shoot 3 free throws.
That's what we call an era of commission. Just high energy by Kai Jones. Watch him get out. Good little step back right here by McClung. Watch him create a little space. And Jones is late. You can't not foul the shooter in the act on the way down.
McClung hits the first of 3. He has a dozen. And they're right around that area that you alluded to, Fran. Down by 11. If he hits both of these, it's a 9-point game with coming up on 1 minute to go in the first half. Been an entertaining first half, to say the least, from inside the Frank Irwin Center. Alongside Fran Fraschilla, I'm Rich Hollenberg. The only ranked matchup tonight in college basketball. Number 4 Texas, undefeated in Big 12 play, hosting the 15th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders, who have won 4 of their last 5, and so far this season undefeated on the road in Big 12 play.
Chris Beard looking for answers. Clarence Nadolny, the sophomore from France, is in. Tyreek Smith, the redshirt freshman. What he's doing right now is trying to find some competitors. I'm surprised. I don't know. Throughout this season, when Tech has struggled offensively, Kyler Edwards has not been part of the offense. And that's why McClung, as much as you like him, there's got to be more balance. And McClung has that it factor.
Cunningham left alone, in and out. Just 6 for 21 from beyond the arc is Brock Cunningham this season. Here's Jamarius Burton. Nice little step through, but it doesn't go. And Cunningham has the rebound.
Can go 2 for 1 here. If you go 2 for 1, get it up at 38. There it is.
The hottest hand in the building. Way off the mark, and Shannon comes away with it.
If they get a stop, they should have about 5 seconds to push it. That was by design, the tough shot.
Walled up by Cunningham. Saved by Jones.
And they will hold it, Rich. Impeccable first half for the Longhorns.
Texas shot 51.7% so far in the first half, including 8 for 14. Just a terrific player also.
Yep.
Playing in the WNBA and overseas.
Alexis is in Spain right now.
And when you look at those numbers, 4 for 6 from 3, that's not Andrew Jones's game usually. Came in just a 31% three-point shooter.
But again, it goes back to him getting healthy, confident, and I think this is what we're going to expect during the rest of the season.
5 seconds to go. Who gets the last shot? It's going to be Coleman. He's off the mark, and time runs out in the first half, but it was a first half fairly dominated by the number 4 Texas Longhorns. The most points going into halftime of the season against one of the best defenses in the nation.
Them in transition on the other end. And what have we seen in the first half? Only 18 points from Andrew Jones.
He leads all scorers. The Longhorns shot 50% from the field, including 8 for 14 from 3. They've also out-rebounded the Red Raiders 22-14. It's the Red Raiders in red controlling the second half possession.
You know the pressure's on in this half? First 4 minutes, it's on Texas because they worked hard to get a 10-point lead. There's nobody in this building, and they're going to have to create their own energy.
McClung, no, McCullough can't get the follow.
Well, McCullough's got to make that if they're going to start to come back and cut into this 10-point lead.
Good patience by Coleman.
Got a mismatch.
Pulls up on Santos Silva, can't get it to go. The rebound to the freshman Peavy.
This is where, Rich, when I was coaching, I told my team at the half, up 10, we have to warm up hard in the second half because we can't allow the team to get hustle plays like that. In all the 20 minutes we had to get a 10-point lead, can he be eviscerated with a couple of low-energy plays?
That was a high-energy play by Kevin McCullough, and that cuts the Texas lead to 8. Out of bounds, Texas turnover. Now the momentum's starting to swing immediately to Texas Tech.
Do not think for a second that Texas Tech is out of this. And I had some 10-point leads at the half in my day. Our message to the team is, next time out, I want to be up. At the 16-minute mark, I want to be up 14. I don't want to be up 4. Tech's got to move the ball better. That's nice.
Santos Silva, Brown can't handle it.
Did you notice the footwork? He didn't run anybody over. Good jump stop, and they attacked the double team by playing 4 versus 3 after the trap. Well done.
Well, a 10-point halftime lead has been cut to 6. We've got ourselves a 2.
Pelicans-Lakers, Friday on ESPN.
Texas's largest lead of the game was 12. Now it's been sliced in half. We've got ourselves a 2-possession ball game between 2 top 15 teams in the Big 12. Alongside Fran Fraschilla, Rich Hollenberg inside the Frank Irwin Center. We've been treated to a good one so far between 2 of the top teams in the country and the conference.
See what Texas has out of the come out. They tried to, out of the timeout, they tried to go pick and roll. Like the Longhorns, the Red Raiders can switch at 5 spots.
5 on the shot clock for the Horns.
Good possession.
Now 2 to shoot. Do they count it?
No,
As
that went
they
over the
say
basket.
no.
Yep. Now from our angle, Rich, that ball went a little long. And this is exactly what we talked about. Texas Tech in that locker room, you know, Chris Beard was fired up. And we kind of expected this kind of start to the second half for the Red Raiders.
48 points, the most Texas has scored in a half. And they haven't scored yet in the second half. Over 2 minutes gone by. Peavy 2 feet in the paint.
Yep.
Puts it up against the fellow freshman Brown. It comes up short, and it's going to be Texas basketball. And Courtney Ramey is down.
Not for long. Webster's Groves High School in St. Louis. Watch the good jump stop. Watch Greg Brown. He's got 2 fouls. Doesn't reach in. And good defense right there. And there you see Courtney Ramey with the little inadvertent shot.
According to our Paul Biancardi, who's in charge of these things, Greg Brown was the best athlete coming out of high school last year.
Not surprised. And I love his motor. You know, he got those 2 fouls in the first half, but we saw the rebounding ability from the young man. He's a Vandergrift Viper, about 25 miles northwest of downtown Austin.
Coleman out to Brown for three. Off the mark. But an offensive rebound gives Andrew Jones a chance. Sims, no. And it's going to stay Texas basketball.
Jericho Sims, again, you can't just appreciate the kind of energy he plays with. He doesn't have any plays run for him, and his ability to run end to end without knowing he's going to get the ball, it opens up the offense for those guards in transition. But great on the glass, both ends.
So far, goose egg for the Longhorns offense to start this second half. They go inside to Sims. Out to Coleman. Left-handed three. Got it. In front of his own bench. And Texas is on the board in the second half.
Great look by Sims. He felt a little bit of a double team pressure. Kicked it out to the weak side corner. There's Greg Brown.
Yep, leading this team in blocks. Gets one swatted out of bounds.
This young man's dad played at Texas, played in the NFL, and the story goes on this coaching staff is up at Kansas a couple weeks ago. With a limited crowd, you could hear Greg Brown Jr. yelling as his son was taken out of the game. Yeah, they took you out. You got to play harder. And Shaka Smart said, I love his dad because he's constantly pushing his son to be better and better. Good challenge right there.
Another block from Brown.
What you love about that is he stayed on the ground until the offensive player left his feet first.
And Matt Coleman shuffled the puppies before he put the ball on the deck.
Now remember, Brown's got two, and there's Burton trying to go 2 feet in the paint, and Brown stayed down. You know what you like about this kid? Vandergrift High School is a new high school, Rich, northwest of the city. And all of his high school teammates are 6-foot kids. You know, I mean, I don't want to, but they're not the great athletes that you'd see at Mount Verde or IMG. He had a chance to go to those powerhouses and decided to stay at Vandergrift with all the kids he grew up with coming up. And I know that they appreciate that up there in Vandergrift. Good football program as well.
And he bleeds burnt orange with his mom and dad.
Sure.
Graduating from Texas.
Broke a lot of hearts. Kentucky, Duke. There's Sims again on the switch. Watch him move his feet.
The Texas bench is up and loud for this defensive possession. But it's saved by Terrence Shannon.
Not only did Sims guard the ball, but Brown was lurking on the backside of that.
10 on the shot clock for Texas Tech. Shannon dials up a three.
Now Shannon's been going, McClung's been going, and sooner or later Kyler Edwards has to get going for Chris Beard. This is just a 2-possession game, Rich.
12 for Terrence Shannon, only 3 field goals.
Remember what I said, Shaka Smart with a 10-point lead. Good short roll right there. Shaka Smart wanted a bigger lead than 10 at the half. He's not going to get it. This is a ball game. Don't go anywhere. High energy plays coming. Like a Courtney Vandersloot, the John Stockton of women's college basketball, now a star in the WNBA. Courtney Vandersloot.
Alongside Fran Fraschilla, Rich Hollenberg. Austin, Texas is the site for the only ranked matchup in college basketball tonight. Jericho Sims hits the first of 2 free throws, and we've seen that there is some juice in the building tonight.
Oh, yeah.
These two teams don't like each other very much. There were technical fouls called, and to add to that juice, you think back to last year when Shaka Smart, a lot of people thought he might be on the hot seat because of his lack of tournament success with the Longhorns, and a name that continually came up as a possible replacement was
Chris Beard, former Texas Longhorn under Tom Penders. I think Shaka's in pretty good shape right now based on the way his team has performed, and Chris Beard is, he owns the South Plains pretty much. Shot clock.
5 to go.
Tough
Shannon.
Shot. Tough shot.
Yeah.
They are not getting any dribble penetration. They don't have a pure point guard, Rich. So they don't manufacture points from the paint out to their shooters. Too much challenge right there. Watch the baseline.
Using the baseline as that extra defender.
Exactly. No middle.
Now 6 to shoot for the Horns. Matt Coleman does.
Tough shot.
Both defenses are baring their teeth in this second half.
He's in the restricted arc. That's a good call. One of the things Chris Beard told us before the game is we need to get transition baskets. Once again, he sees his foot on the line, and I love this. You know, I hear about referees and guys traveling and charging, and my feeling is just to educate your feet. Teach jump stops, teach stride stops. In that case right there, Marcos Santos Silva under control, Greg Brown in the restricted arc.
And Greg Brown in jail right now.
Yep.
With foul trouble, so he goes to the bench. Santos Silva, his first miss from the free throw line tonight. He's got 10.
48 points in the first half for Texas, only 5 so far.
Ramey, tough drive, rolls off. Look at the hops by Jericho Sims.
Yep, he's been quietly effective. Ramey got to the rim easily.
Here's Ramey again, the corner three this time.
Give the assist to Jericho Sims. He may get an offensive rebound for that, but the ability to play with energy and keep that possession alive is just absolutely imperative to a good team. There's the drive. Watch Sims staying with it, and then the kick out. You watch a kid for 4 years, Rich, it's always fun to watch a young man improve the way Jericho Sims has.
Wild shot by McClung, but it's saved by Santos Silva.
These are not good shots for Texas Tech.
The rebound to Sims. Texas has a decided rebounding edge in this contest. Here's the lob. Good play by Santos Silva, knocking it away.
They should push it here because they have numbers.
McCullough. And the foul's going to go on Texas.
If I'm Chris Beard, I'm not scoring in the half court, and I'm taking tough shots, so every chance I can. Take a look right now. That's close. I think his stance was too wide and not legal, and that's why that was a block.
And now Coleman goes out. Andrew Jones checks back in for Shaka Smart. That three-headed monster of guards that have been so electric this year have been dominating this game. But Marcos Santos Silva has his third bucket of the second half. A dozen for him, and it's a two-possession ball game again. Sims, another dunk.
Great pass. That time they used the ball screen and created some indecision. Santos Silva, watch him. He's going to be in no man's land. Do I stay or do I get back? And he doesn't get back in time, and Sims gets behind Santos Silva. That's why when you do use a ball screen, it creates indecision at the point of the screen between the man guarding the ball and the man guarding the screener. It's a simple game.
Sims just 4 for 9 from the free throw stripe so far tonight. And he can't complete the three-point play. 4 players in double digits for the Longhorns tonight.
Texas Tech, there's too much dribbling, and there's not enough side-to-side ball movement.
And that's an offensive foul that Doug Sermons calls on Marcos Santos Silva, much to the consternation of Chris Beard.
Watch Santos Silva roll. And there's the push-off. A good sales job by Courtney Ramey. No problem with that. Contact, sell it.
Now McClung and McCullough go to the bench for Chris Beard. He's trying to dial up the right combination of players to make a run.
Their half-court offense, they're giving the ball a headache. They're bouncing it too much. First half against Iowa State, the ball was singing like Barbra Streisand. In this game, too much bounce.
Scored 91 in that game against the Cyclones. Jones slipped, no travel call. Here comes Edwards, and the Red Raiders have numbers. Edwards at the other end missed the dunk.
Look at this. This is a 4-point turnaround.
And Jones almost had a chance at a three-point play.
Tyler Edwards needed to lay that ball in and get the short two. They got the transition they wanted, and then he just has to finish that. You love the energy. Came up empty. Swing and a miss.
trying to make a statement and swing that momentum pendulum back in the favor of the Red Raiders, but it worked exactly the opposite way. First point in the second half for Andrew Jones, who leads all scorers now with 19. His season high and his career high are 23. He's knocking on that door. Fran, every time this Red Raiders team gets it to within 2 possessions, seems like Texas has an answer.
Yeah, Texas Tech's going to watch this film, and particularly this first 30 minutes, and offensively, they're not executing the way they're capable of. When they're at their best, they move the ball without the dribble. They use the dribble once you've stretched the defense side to side. They're playing 2-on-5 on one side of the floor.
Almost. Yeah. Sorry, Fran.
No, the horns are locked in when the ball gets to a sideline.
Now it's Brock Cunningham.
See, couple dribbles, give it to Shannon.
Cunningham checking McClung. Now it's switched and Sims has it.
Not scoring on Sims tonight.
5 to shoot.
Nice.
Great jump stop by Peavy, but it doesn't go.
Third layup they've missed tonight. You remember that Shannon miss in the first half? Missed dunk right there. Another layup. Those matter when you're down 10 on the road.
Ramey. Mid-range, no. Here comes Shannon. It's a 4-on-2 for the Red Raiders.
I just don't know what they're doing. Seriously, they had numbers, and they turned it into 5-on-5.
Well, Mac McClung knows what to do. Fire away.
And that's why you got to live with listen, I love the way he plays. He'll get a little crazy and keep the other team in the game some, but he's got, as my guy Raff would say, he's got intestinal fortitude. Let's put it that way.
Here's Kai Jones taking it strong. And Kai Jones gets fouled and will go to the line. Superb athlete in Kai Jones, number 22, will be stepping to the line. But the Red Raiders looking to get back in this one. Mac McClung leading the way with 16.
Forward against Villanova. I've watched this kid since he was 17 years old. When I first saw him, Rich, I knew he's going to be an NBA player. There is no question about it, especially because of the improvement he's made. He's handling it. He's shooting it. Defensively, he's outstanding. He's having a quiet night tonight. He's not ready to help anybody in the league right now, and I think even he knows that. But I love the way that he has the one good game against Villanova, and all of a sudden, you see him popping up on all these boards, which is great. He's averaging 9 and 5. Long-term potential is absolutely there. But as Andrea Hootie, who's coached 49 NBA players, as the strength coach told us yesterday, she has told that young man, keep your 2 feet in Austin until you're ready to leave. And he goes, yeah, good idea.
We'll have more on Andrea Hootie coming up as well.
Great young man. Yeah, Kai Jones is a great young man. He's going to play in the league someday.
That 3 by McCullough cuts the Texas lead to 5. This is as close as they've been in a long time. And now Jericho Sims called for the travel. And Texas Tech has a chance to make it a 1-possession ballgame.
Not surprised. We talked about it. It's hard at halftime, especially in this environment, to have a big lead over your rival and feel like you can muster 20 hard minutes when your rival is starting to play with some desperation on the defensive end. And they haven't been good offensively, Texas Tech.
Here's Burt in foul trouble. Still knocks it down.
You notice the footwork? Outstanding. They work on that stride stop every day. Chris Beards talked to Jay Wright about it. The staffs have connected. That is by design. Dunk.
And there's a big momentum shift because the Red Raiders bench was up in arms as they got into a 1-possession ball game. Now Jericho Sims with an answer.
Nice, nice. Strong move by Kevin McCullough. He took that ball right to the chest of the shot blocker. This is how you eliminate somebody's verticality. Watch the kick out. And now watch this drive by Kevin McCullough, 6'6", right into the chest of the shot blocker. And what does Kai Jones do? He absorbs the contact, meaning I can't jump.
No, that's back-to-back buckets for Kevin McCullough. A 3 on the last possession, and now a chance at a 3-point play.
You know how I feel about this kid. He will be a star by the time he leaves Texas Tech. And he was the missing ingredient early in the season because of the ankle injury.
He has 13, 2 off his career high.
Double-double last game out in his career high.
2-point ball game, 9.5 to go. Longhorns trying to stay undefeated in Big 12 play.
He's going to drive left if he doesn't shoot the jumper. There it is. Yep,
Got it.
there it is.
A big triple, his first field goal of the night.
Look at that.
Shannon left alone. And Brown the rebound.
I like Shannon attacking the basket. He had a lane to drive left and chose to shoot the J.
7 rebounds, 4 blocks for Greg Brown tonight.
Nice
Here he is on
inside.
the offensive end, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Poor weak side help by Texas Tech. They closed off the baseline. Watch Ramey, good help. See, that's what we call sealing the baseline. But De Silva and McCullough did not rotate down. Take a look. Watch Greg Brown now. One thing about this kid, Rich, he doesn't lack for confidence. When he's on the court, he shoots 30% of Texas's shots.
That was his 15th 3 of the season, only shooting about 30% from beyond the arc, but he's not shy. He's a confident young man, and he's got 5 points now. But he's stuffing the stat sheet coming into this game, Fran. One of only 2 players in Big 12 play averaging a double-double.
Yeah, what I like about him, he reminds me a lot of what I remember of Jaylen Brown at Cal. You saw great athleticism. You saw a game that wasn't yet coming together. But there's no question this kid has everything in his arsenal to be a very good NBA player someday. Good response by the Longhorns.
Yeah. And a lot of that credited to their McDonald's All-American, Greg Brown. Well, these Texas Tech Red Raiders, you've touched on it already, Fran. Doesn't get any easier for them. They get to host the #2 team in the land, the Baylor Bears, coming up this weekend at 4 Eastern on ESPN.
I always felt as a coach, let's get the tough ones out of the way. In this league, there's a lot of them, obviously. But if you're a Red Raider fan, I think a split would be unbelievable this week. But I still think this is a team that is going to get better and better over the course of the next 6 weeks. The pieces are here now.
10 on the shot clock.
Greg Brown
trying to take it himself, and a foul is called on the floor.
It may take 15 dribbles, but Mac McClung will get to the rim. Fearless. He's fearless.
Here's McClung for 3.
He got fouled.
And that's going to go on Royce Ham and send Mac McClung to the line for 3 free throws.
Second time tonight they fouled McClung. Take a look right here. See, Royce challenges, but he's not vertical. And you have to give the shooter room to come down on 2 feet. Not a lot of contact there, but by rule, that is a foul.
McClung leading the Red Raiders in scoring, 16 tonight. Averaging over 18 a game in Big 12 play. That's 3rd in the conference. But he misses the first of 3 free throws.
Remember a year ago, probably now about 14 months ago, he had 19 against this Texas team in a Georgetown win at the Garden.
Back to a 2-possession ball game with that free throw. Now Smith takes a seat, and Micah Peavy checks back in. Freshman for Chris Beard.
And Texas now, with 8 minutes to go, has their starting 5 back in the game.
And I was going to say maybe Chris Beard doing a little offense for defense substitution already.
Oh, yeah.
With 8 minutes to go.
Very much so. Yep. We're going to see how the #4 team in the country closes this game out. Well, they dared Courtney Ramey to shoot that. You don't want to get too conservative if you're the Longhorns offensively.
Edwards guarding Coleman. Ramey, top of the key, too strong. The rebound of McCullough.
You're the Red Raiders right now. You push it, but in the half court, you must get a great shot. That's a good look.
And he knocks it down, Kyler Edwards.
That's a good look. Remember, they have not scored well in the half court, so you get an open opportunity like that if you're Kyle Edwards. You've got to let it fly. Short. Who else?
Jericho Sims with the follow.
Who else?
That's a new season high for Jericho Sims. He has 14.
Do they run a play for him there?
Never.
Don't need to.
Not then, not ever. Coming up on 7 minutes to go. It's been a fun one from inside the Irwin Center.
You can drive it left, Shannon. It's there for you.
10 on the shot clock. Texas bench is up. Air ball by McClung. The follow is good. Micah Peavy with his first bucket of the night.
You don't count this team out.
Their last lead was 2-1 for Texas Tech. But they're only down 2 with 6.5 to go, Frank.
Been there, Rich. Know what it's like. It's turnovers speak for themselves. I mean, you'd never see that 17-0. One of the things we said to start the second half, Rich, is when you have a 10-point lead, it's very easy to get conservative. And I think Texas is passing up some shots that they shot confidently in the first half. That's why I used to tell my team at the half, look, we're up 10, let's be up 15 with the next TV timeout or 12-minute mark. Let's increase the lead. They've not done that, obviously. Too much traffic. Good cut.
There's McClung. Jump stop. Peavy spins. Offensive foul.
I'd like to see that right there. Peavy under control. Chris Beard feels like it was a flop. We're up in the top of the arena. Let's take a peek right here. I think that's a good call. I do. Enough contact there where Peavy was out of control, and Greg Brown did a good job of holding his ground.
Greg Brown only has 1 field goal in this game, but he has made his presence felt, especially in the second half.
That's why they're the number 4 team in the country. They have different weapons, and of course he's been helping on the defensive end.
Coleman, catch and release, in and out. The rebound is Santos Silva, who's playing with 4 fouls.
I keep pushing if I were Texas Tech. It's been their best offense. Too much dribbling. Kyler Edwards has got to get more aggressive with those shots. It's a kid that played 42 minutes in the Final Four as a freshman.
Good hands on defense, getting in the passing lane. And it's a jump ball. And it's going to be possession arrow to Texas.
Now, I'm going to give Matt Coleman credit right here that he knew that he didn't have to call timeout because the arrow was in their favor. And it will be their ball, and they save a timeout. They have 2 left. The senior from Norfolk. He's known Shaka Smart since he was a teenager, since he was a kid. And Shaka Smart has trusted him for 4 seasons.
Making his 113th start. Only 2 players in Division I have started more games in their career than Matt Coleman. 10 on the shot clock. Sims. Short. Brown can't follow. A 3 gives Texas Tech their first lead since 2-1.
I think they got to move it side to side some. Keep it going. One more time. See, they're holding it too long.
McCullough, a little out of control, but draws the foul.
Kevin McCullough got that ball at the top of the key, and he had a crease, and he got to the rim. This is a young man that broke a bone in his foot as a high school junior. He sat out his senior year and transferred to Texas Tech. At the end of his senior year, he spent the Final Four season redshirting at Tech. Last year, more injuries. But when he's played, Rich, he has been a vital part of this team. He plays with that Chris Beard toughness.
He was really the first big-time recruit that Chris Beard had when he came to Lubbock. And he still says to this day, I still have high expectations for him.
He's going to be a good player, really good player. He's from the same high school that produced 2 NBA players. Andre Roberson and Jordan Clarkson, Wagner High School down in San Antonio.
14 from McCullough after that 1-for-2 effort from the free throw line. A 1-point game. Ramey blocked by Santos Silva. A chance for Texas Tech to gain the lead.
Too crowded in there.
Another block. That's 5 blocks for Brown. Here's the lob. And he's pushed out of bounds. It'll be Texas basketball. What an athletic play, end to end.
Good
from the freshman Greg Brown.
Watch this block now. See, there's too much traffic in there. Watch Greg Brown. That ball wasn't going in. Hit the side of the board. Good piece of sportsmanship as Brown went down. Mac McClung gave him a little pound. You know, I would almost disagree with you in this regard. You said that they don't like each other. I think they don't like each other, these two teams, from a competitive standpoint.
There's a healthy respect.
Absolutely. Yep. You see it throughout this league.
Brown at the line. He's had an active second half. But he's way off on that free throw, missing the front end of the 1-and-1. Texas Tech has won the last 2 trips to Austin. These last 2 seasons, they have never won 3 seasons in a row at Texas. 10 on the shot clock. Burton. Short. Up ahead, here's Ramey. And he missed a bunny.
I would push it right now, but Aiden, they're not going to do it. Boy, Texas Tech's half-court offense, Rich, has not been very good. And they're within 1 point of maybe taking the lead.
They do just that on the Kyler Edwards 3. Their first lead since 2.5 minutes into this contest.
We said it at the beginning of the second half. When you get a big lead and play as well as Texas did in the first half, you cannot get conservative.
Here's Sims. Had the ball stripped, but the foul's going to be called, and Jericho Sims will go to the line when we come back.
Kyler Edwards, 12 in the national championship game as a freshman against Virginia. And now Jericho Sims, who's had a terrific night with his energy, effort, defense, has got to go to the line and tie this game up.
He's only 4 for 10 from the free throw line tonight. And he makes it when it counts. 15 tonight for Jericho Sims.
Chris Beard last night at practice, Rich, we've seen it many times. They spent an inordinate amount of time on the last 2 to 3 minutes of the ball game, almost like self-fulfilling prophecy. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to press us. We're going to be in a close game. Here's what we're going to do to execute. Let's see what they've got out of the timeout.
Texas is 4-0 this season in games decided by 3 or fewer points. A 3 off the mark to follow. And the rebound from Brown.
No surprise. Good shot. Got the shot they wanted. They tried to crowd McClung. Edwards got a good look.
Loose ball. Brown.
Oh, my
dials
goodness.
up a triple.
How about that? How about this young freshman?
Look what I found. Here's Edwards. Oh, that was Shannon off the mark.
I just think Terrence Shannon right now is better attacking the basket. They baited him. He was just shooting it. Don't think they needed that shot right there.
Where do you go if you're Texas on offense?
Just what you do is you got 3 playmakers and you spread out and you pick the best angle. You pick the best matchup, best angle.
That ball was almost picked off by Kyler Edwards.
Take a look now. Watch. You love this about Coleman. He gets in trouble a little bit. And told you, Greg Brown, it's going to be 2 things, Rich. Shoot the 3, drive left. But the confidence level high.
8 on the shot clock for the Horns. Up by 3. That 3 off the mark. And McCullough leads the break.
He's got
Takes
the angle.
Full 94.
Yep. They didn't cut him off, and same play that he got fouled on. He just cut through the defense in transition. I like them pushing the ball as much as possible.
16 points, 8 rebounds for Kevin McCullough, a new career high. Here's Ramey. Corner three. That's his office.
That's the confidence these three guards have played with all season long.
And the clock stops because Courtney Ramey literally hung the net. He has 4 triples tonight. Matt Coleman has 3. And 4 for Andrew Jones. That 3-headed guard monster for Texas has been dominant.
Look how Texas will shrink the floor and switch. Good defense.
Here's McClung. Tried to feed it to himself off the backboard, and Mac McClung is down.
There's that YouTube sensation we talked about because he threw that ball off the board, was going to go run in and catch it and lay it in or dunk it. And Jericho Sims said, nope, you're going to have to earn it on the foul line. Take a look, man. I haven't seen this all year. He throws it off the backboard and goes and gets it.
And then ran right into a brick wall named Jericho Sims. Looks like Mac McClung's going to be able to walk it off. He's a tough kid.
Oh, he'll no doubt go to the line. And he relishes this. He makes these two. We still have a ball game.
McClung at the line, an 81% free throw shooter, makes the first. He has 20.
You know, we talked about being conservative and some guys need to shoot more. This kid loves these moments. You don't have to tell him to be more aggressive.
5th time this season Mac McClung has gone over the 20-point plateau, and a timeout on the floor. 77-75, number 4 Texas, leading number 15 Texas Tech by 2.
7-8. But the way Michigan is playing right now with Hunter Dickinson, the 7-foot kid from DeMatha High School, outstanding. Now, offensively now, if you're Texas, you have to stay aggressive. Move the ball. You got 3 drivers. Figure out where you've got a good mismatch and attack the basket. Drive it to kick it to shoot the 3, but attack first. See, they're probing right now.
Seven shoot.
Yep.
Ramey.
They got a foul inside.
Ball, and there is a foul inside.
And again, Jericho Sims causing all sorts of havoc on the backside. Watch Jericho Sims go to work, and Peavy pretty much just manhandles him. That's 15 yards in football. But they're going to force Jericho Sims now to go to the foul line. Little holding there.
He hit his last 2 free throws, did Sims. He has 16 on the game. It's been a good night for Jericho Sims. 5 for 7 from the field. 16 points, 5 rebounds.
From Shaka Smart right now, I'll just take 1. Whenever I had a bad foul shooter on the line late in the game, I say to myself, this big guy, just make 1. I'll take 1. You don't want an invisible turnover right now when you miss 2.
And a make here would allow Texas to set up their defense.
Ooh,
he misses them both. Yep. Under a minute to go. Texas Tech could tie it with a bucket, take the lead with a 3.
Too much on one side. Too much on one side.
And that's it for Jamarius Burton.
Well, that's just a bad basketball play because he never allowed the defense to work side to side. They created the ISO for him, and Jamarius Burton, that's a great charge by Greg Brown. It's just too much on one side, and it's great defense. Take a look. I think they can go one-on-one in the ISO right here. And I just don't think they ever made Texas work to play defense side to side. Look at this. Steal!
And the bucket!
Wow!
Shannon for 2.
Sloppy play by Ramey. Kyler Edwards, right place.
And Chris Beard springs up.
A little bit of pressure. They have to be careful because of the foul situation.
And you know Chris Beard is well aware of what happened in Texas's last game. Andrew Jones hitting a game-winning 3-pointer with about A second plus left. Could we see more dramatics from Jones or maybe Coleman, who has a couple of buzzer beaters to his college credit?
One thing you got to do if you're Texas Tech, foul Sims if he gets it near the basket. Make him beat you from the line.
About a 12-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't switch that.
Coleman. No. The rebound.
Push it. You got time.
And they're going to hold for the last shot.
I think he's going to take a timeout. Nope. He's going to play it out. I like it.
On the road. McClung for the win.
Oh, my goodness.
Mac McClung with 2.2 left.
Look at that snarl.
You will not find a bigger three-pointer made in Big 12 play.
You know what I love about that, Rich? I second-guessed myself. I thought Chris Beard was going to take the timeout. Look at him. He said, Mac, take it. Take it. End it. We talked to Chris Beard. We talked to him yesterday. And we said, and he talked about this week, Texas and Baylor. I thought if they split these two games coming up, that the
stone faces on the Texas Longhorns as they come out. They're going to have to go the full 94, and Brock Cunningham will trigger the inbounds.
See, they're going to double team Coleman, and they're going to try to turn him in the backcourt. Don't know.
Here's Coleman. Time running down. 1 second. Coleman. No! And Texas Tech comes from 10 down at the half to pull off the stunner in Austin. Texas undefeated no more in Big 12 play.
They got a good look. 3 seconds to go. They freed Coleman. He went 4 dribbles, Rich. Let's count them because this is what we do. Watch now. He gets 1 dribble, 2, 3, 4. And listen, it's the best you can do in that situation. Got what they wanted, a little bit off the mark. Last year, he hit the same shot at Oklahoma late in the year. But this guy, intestinal fortitude.
Mac McClung, with that bucket, wins it for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. He had a game-high 22. It's 5th time this season he's gone over 20 points.
Oh, man.
And Mac McClung, fresh off those heroics,